What is self-control? Self-control is the ability to regulate one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors in order to achieve long-term goals. In simple terms, it's the power to resist what you want in the moment in favor of what you need to do. Why is self-control important? Number one, achieving goals, long-term goals like studying, losing weight, or saving money require you to delay gratification and stay disciplined. Building relationships. People with strong emotional control tend to have more stable and healthy relationships. Number three, managing stress rather than reaching impulsively. Self-control helps you stay calm and handle stress effectively. Linked to success. Studies show that self-control is a strong predictor of academic health and financial success. Why we struggle with self-control? Willpower is like a muscle. It weakens with overuse or exhaustion. Phones, snacks, and social media create a tempting environment that's hard to resist. Without clear goals, we often don't see a reason to resist short-term results. How to strengthen self-control. Number one, start small. Try small habits like meditating for 5 minutes or reducing screen time by 10 minutes. Number two, control your environment. Block distracting apps or remove temptations like junk food from your space. Number three, set clear, specific goals. Instead of exercise more, say walk for 20 minutes every day. Number four, practice self-awareness. Ask yourself, why do I want this right now? Whenever you feel an urge. Number five, delay the impulse. Try waiting just 10 minutes before giving in. The urge may fade. Dear me, I know you've had moments when it felt easier to give in than to resist, whether it was checking your phone again, eating when you weren't hungry, or putting things up. You've been there, and that's okay. Self control is not about being perfect, it's about choosing what matters most over that, most over what feels good now. Every time you pause and think, every time you say, not yet, you are growing stronger. Start small, delay the urge, stay aware, and remember the ability to wait, to say no, and to keep going is your superpower. You may not see the result today, but your effort is building something real. Stay kind to yourself. You are doing better than you think. With hope, your better self. My promise of self-control. 1. I will not let impulses control me. Number 2. I will pause before I act, and breathe before I speak. Number 3. I will choose discipline over comfort. Number 4. I will remind myself of my long-term goals when short-term temptations appear. Number 5. I will forgive myself when I fail, but I never give up. Number 6. I will stay focused even when it's hard. Number 7. I will become stronger with every small decision I make. Number 8. I will be proud of the person I'm becoming. A letter to myself, daily resolution. Dear me, today my many temptations may try to shake you. You might want to check your phone too often, or delay the things you must do. But remember, every small decision you make today has the power to shape your future self. Today, I will practice the art of pausing. I will remind myself of the dream that matters more than the moment. Sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to move forward. Even if I make mistakes, I will forgive myself. That's not weakness, That's the strength to begin again. Today I choose to trust myself. I choose to honor my own discipline. And when the day ends, I hope I can say, yes, I lived well today. With love, you better self. Title: The Quiet Power of Self-Control. Self-control is one of the most underrated virtues in modern society. In a world that celebrates instant gratification, indulgence, and quick results, the idea of restraining oneself can feel outdated or even oppressive, yet it is precisely this quite often invisible force that builds the foundation of success, integrity, and peace of mind. Self-control is not about banning pleasure or rejecting emotion. Rather, it is the ability to pause, reflect, and choose a response instead of reacting impulsively. It is the strength to wait when the world urges you to rush, to walk away when your emotions beg to explode, and to say no when everything inside you wants to say yes. When we think of discipline, we often imagine military routines or strict schedules, but self-control can be gentle and personal. It is the decision to go to bed on time instead of scrolling endlessly through your phone. It is the choice to listen rather than argue, to study when you'd rather rest, or to eat mindfully when faced with temptation. One of the most powerful aspects of self-control is that it puts you in charge of your life. When you develop it, you are no longer a slave to your impulses or the victim of your emotions. You become the author of your own story, not a character swept away by whatever the world throws at you. Self-control affects every area of life. In health, it keeps you consistent with diet and exercise. In relationships, it helps you avoid saying things you regret. In finances, it stops you from spending beyond your means. In work and study, it pushes you to stay focused even when you are bored or tired, but self-control is not easy. It is like a muscle. It must be trained and strengthened through repeated use. The first step is awareness. You must begin to observe your thoughts and behaviors. When do you give in to temptation? What emotions trigger your impulsiveness? Are you using external excuses to avoid responsibility? Once you are aware, you can begin to make small changes. Set a timer to limit your screen time. Replace unhealthy snacks with healthier options. Meditate for 5 minutes a day to train your focus. Each small decision strengthens your self-control, and each success builds your confidence. It's important to understand that self-control does not mean perfection. You will have days when you fail, moments when you give in, but every time you choose to get back up and try again, you grow stronger. Self-control is a journey, not a destination. In times of stress, it's easy to lose control. That's when your practice matters most. Deep breathing, a walk in nature, writing in a journal. These are small but powerful tools to help you stay grounded. Remember, you are not your anger, your cravings, or your fear. You are the one who absorbs them and can choose how to act. Think of self-control as a gift to give to your future self. The effort you put in today shapes the person you will become tomorrow. Do you want to be someone who reacts out of habit or someone who responds with intention? The choice is always yours. In a chaotic world, self-control is a form of quiet rebellion. It is a declaration that you will not be ruled by chaos, but we create peace within yourself. It is reminder that freedom does not come from doing whatever you want, whenever you want, but from knowing when to wait, when to speak, and when to act. In the end, self control is not about restriction, it is about empowerment. It is not about the need joy, but choosing the kind of joy that lasts. It is the key that unlocks discipline, confidence, and ultimately freedom. Choose self-control not because it is easy, but because it is worth it. Choose it because the most powerful person in the room is not the loudest, the richest, or the most talented, but the one who has mastered themselves. Title: The Deeper Layers, Self-Control Part 2. Self-control is not just about resistance. It is about wisdom. It is not only about saying no to something, but about understanding why we are saying no. Interpose layer self-control helps us delay gratification and manage our impulses, but people within it becomes a mirror revealing who we are, what we value, and what kind of life we wish to create. Most people think of self-control as a battle. They imagine a constant inner war between desire and discipline, between the heart and the mind. But true self-control doesn't come from constant struggle. It comes from clarity. When you are deeply clear about your values and your long-term vision, decisions become easier. It is no longer a battle of willpower. It becomes a path of intention. Let us consider the moments when we lose control. Often it is not because we are weak, but because we are disconnected from our goals, from our purpose, from the person we want to become. We fall into patterns, distraction, addiction, or anger, not because we enjoy them, but because we forget ourselves. That is why reflection is essential to build self-control. We must pause and reconnect with our inner compass. Who are we when no one is watching? What future are we building with our habits today? What kind of peace do we truly seek? The world around us does not make it easy. We are bombarded with choices, most of them designed to hijack our attention, our time, and even our emotions. Notifications pull us away from focus. Advertisements trigger unnecessary desires. Social media lures us into comparison and restlessness. In this noisy world, self-control is not just a personal trait, it becomes an act of self-protection. It means choosing stillness when everything screams for movement. It means choosing simplicity when the world offers access. It means choosing authenticity when society rewards performance. There is also a spiritual layer to self-control. In many ancient philosophies, self-discipline is seen as a form of inner mastery. The Stoics, for example, believe that freedom is not the absence of control, but the presence of reason. In Buddhism, mindfulness is a way to observe the mind and respond rather than react. In many religions, fasting, silence, and solitude are practices that strengthen not only the body but the soul. Self-control is not about becoming a machine. It is not about silencing your emotions. It is about creating space between impulse and action so you can respond with wisdom instead of regret. It is about honoring your emotions without being controlled by them. It is about feeling anger but choosing peace, feeling fear but acting with courage. There is a profound beauty in restraint. It is the artist who chooses a limited palette pelote, parrot, and create a masterpiece. It is the writer who deletes 100 lines to find the one that speaks truth. It is the person who walks away from an argument not because they are weak, but because they value peace more than being right. In the long run, self-control allows us to live in alignment. There is no greater pain than betraying your own values, and there is no deeper peace than living each day in harmony with your principles. It's important to remember self-control is not about never failing. It's about what you do after you fall. It's about the grace to forgive yourself and the strength to try again. Progress is not linear, and neither is mastery. What matters is consistency, not perfection. So when you find yourself tempted, tired, or distracted, ask yourself, who am I becoming through this choice? Am I moving closer to the life I want or further away? Is this action rooted in fear or in love? In our deepest moments of reflection, we realize that every act of self-control is an act of love. Love for your future self, love for your peace, love for the people around you. You benefit when you show up with presence and patience. To practice self-control is to become your own best friend, your own guardian, your own coach. It is to protect your energy, your focus, and your dreams from the noise of the world and the chaos of the moment. It is not flashy, it is not dramatic, but it is powerful because in the end, the greatest victories are not the ones others are proud. They are the silent ones. When you choose kindness over revenge, discipline over comfort, goals over ease, these are the moments that shape your character, and character is destiny. So let us not chase control to impress the world, but to honor ourselves. Let us embrace the power of restraint, not as punishment, but as a path to clarity and freedom. For in mastering ourselves, we discover something even greater than control. We discover peace, title, self-control, and the art of inner freedom. Part 3. In the quiet corners, right where no eyes are watching and no applause is expected, there lies the true test of self-control, not in moments of public success or structured routine, but in the hidden decisions, what we choose to think, how we respond to pain, and the way we treat ourselves when no one else is listening. In part 1, we explored self-control as a tool for personal discipline. In part 2, we dove deeper into its emotional and philosophical layers. Now let us go further into the soul of self-control, where identity, inner freedom, and self-worth converge. Self-control begins with self-respect. It's not just a matter of forcing yourself to do what's right. It's believing that you deserve a life that reflects your highest values. When you truly respect yourself, you no longer treat your time carelessly. You no longer accept emotional chaos as normal. You stop tolerating what drains your energy and clouds your clarity. Think about how often we betray ourselves by staying in places that no longer help us grow, by choosing comfort over truth. By numbing our pain instead of healing it. These moments are not about weakness, they are about forgetting our worth. Self-control is a process of remembrance. Every time you say no to what doesn't serve you, you are saying yes to the life you are meant to live. It's easy to misunderstand self-control as suppression, but suppression hides self-control, illuminates suppression is fear-based, while self-control is value-driven. It does not say, I'm not allowed to feel this. It says, I'm choosing what I will do with this feeling. This that distinction is important in relationships. Without self-control, emotions like jealousy, anger, and insecurity can destroy trust, but with it, we can pause, breathe, and respond not to hurt, but to hear. We learn to speak with intention rather than reaction. We listen to understand, not to reply. We leave space for others, and in doing so, we create space for deeper connection. Self-control also means knowing when to walk away from arguments that go nowhere, from environments that exhaust your soul, from habits that slowly steal your future. It is the wisdom to understand that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every door must be entered. This doesn't mean we become cold or detached. On the contrary, self-control allows us to love more freely because we are no longer ruled by neediness or fear. We don't use others to complete us. We meet them from a place of wholeness, and that is the most beautiful kind of relationship, one built on mutual freedom, not mutual dependence. There is also kind of self-control that comes from gentleness. We live in a culture that glorifies extremes, grind culture, hustle, achievement at all costs, but self-control is not just about pushing through. Sometimes it's about knowing when to rest, when to let go, when to allow imperfection to. Discipline is not harsh, it's compassionate. It doesn't yell, you are not good enough. It whispers, you deserve better. Let's try again. At its highest level, self-control is spiritual. It teaches us patience in a impatient world. It teaches Stillness in chaos. It shows us how to stay centered while everything around us spins, and this becomes a form of peace not that nothing external can give or take away. We begin to realize that freedom doesn't come from doing whatever we want. True freedom comes from not being a prisoner to our impulses. It comes from knowing that we can feel deeply without drawing, want something fiercely without chasing it, brilliantly, and experience life fully without losing our center. Self-control builds a life of integrity, a life where our actions align with our beliefs, where we don't have to pretend because we are living authentically, where we sleep well, not because life is perfect, but because we know we are working in truth. And yes, the path is slow. There are no shortcuts. It requires daily distance, often quite unseen, uncelebrated, but these are the distance that shape a meaningful life. You won't always get it right. You will fall into old habits. You snap when you meant to be calm. You will delay when you promise to begin. But that's part of the journey. Every moment is a chance to realign. Every setback is an invitation to return to your truth. Remember this: self-control is not about who you are supposed to be. It is about who you are becoming, and becoming takes time, becoming takes grace. So honor the process, celebrate the small wins, forgive the mistakes, and keep working, because self-control is just a skill. It's a form of love for your life, love for your peace, love for the person you are choosing to become day by day, distant by distant, and in the quiet love you will find the strength more powerful than any impulse. You will find yourself. English word impulse, impulse. We must not act on impulse. Suppression, suppression, suppression of emotions can lead to stress, authentically, authentically. She lived authentically without pretending. Centered. He remained centered even in chaos. Mutual. They had mutual respect for each other. Detached. Detached. He stayed detached from the drama. Betray. Betray. We often betray ourselves through bad choices. Integrity. Integrity. Living with integrity brings peace. Compassionate. Compassionate. True discipline is compassionate, not harsh. Remembrance. Remembrance. Self-control is the process of remembrance.